hold to it, and shoot for the sky.
All right. Hello and welcome to the Ring Post Daily Podcast. You're listening to myself, Jesse Henrik, the new RPD Prophecy Champion, Joey Hudson, stabbed his best friend in the back at the last SuperCard. Eddie Wade, our once glorious champion, is now down to Eddie one belt. Of course, we also have Mr. RPD himself, Tyreyk Ramsey, and the Ring General Champion, Austin Cochran. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Doing good.
Oh, I'm doing,
Podcast day.
Right.
I'm doing fucking.
I would have changed my name, but I'm going to win the Southeastern Kentucky champion, so it'll be okay. I'll
There
be back
you
to
go.
82 belts, so no
Can't
need to
wait
even
for
change it.
And don't forget, we got a Brotherhood title we need to bring back to the Brotherhood at some point.
Yeah.
I'm looking
We'll
forward to
get it back.
ring belts.
All right, on this very special edition of All Hallows Eve podcast, unfortunately, none of us dressed up.
Well, you
But
do
who
look like
knows?
Bray Wyatt in that
Now
hat,
look.
so
Maybe next year.
I'm
gonna grow out
athletic.
my hair.
That's what I am.
I'm gonna grow out my hair. I'm gonna grow out the beard. I'm gonna buy some rubber bands. And I'm gonna be Captain Lou Albano next time.
and Eddie doesn't need a costume when he's already looking and going as the greatest wrestler of all time.
Oh yeah,
That's
sure.
John
butter him
Cena.
up,
That's
Joey.
John Cena.
Butter him up after you stabbed him in the back. It's like I said last time. You know, you talk about this Brotherhood Army and how you guys are, co-champions and blah, blah, blah. Man, you cannibalized someone from your own team, and then you had the nerve to say that you invited him over for dinner. That is not how we do business.
All I'll say is we don't see it that way.
No, man. Eddie, you got Stockholm Syndrome. He stabbed you in the back, and you're just sitting there smiling, letting him do it.
Listen, if the title stays within mine or Joey's grasp, I'll be okay. I was
can't wait for this
focused.
to get posted.
I was focused.
No, we're
focused on my upcoming title defenses and title matches. Got a wall on the brain.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't wait to see the twist when Eddie turns on Joey and he's like, "Well, you took my title," and then Eddie will have every motive to.
Yeah, belt shot to the face.
I wouldn't do that.
All right. Well, speaking of title defenses, we are currently in a title defense. This is SuperCard 20 with Austin Cochran, the defending champion, up against Eddie Wade and Tyreyk Ramsey. And we have the second half of the SuperCard here to predict, which is Crown Jewel. So, reminding everybody of the scores right now, we are currently at Austin, who went in with a 1-point lead. He is at 3 points, Ty is at 6 points, and Eddie is at 3 points. It is important to note as well that Ty did use his super pick, I should say, at the last event, which was Halloween Havoc. But Austin and Eddie still have theirs to use, so it's not as big of a gap as it seems right now. So, are we ready to get into the Crown Jewel predictions?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's go first up. I think this could be the opener. I think it's going to be a banger. We're going to go with Liv Morgan, the WWE World Women's Champion, versus Nia Jax, who has the WWE Women's Champion. Of course, this is for the Crown Jewel Championship. So they're saying there's 3 belts in this match, technically. And also, just important to remember, you do have Tiffany Stratton, who is kind of lurking about. She's thinking about calling herself Tiffy 3 belts, maybe Tiffy 2 belts. She said she's got gear. She's going to Saudi Arabia. So this is all information that you guys should have. So we're going to go in order that I have you here. We're going to go Austin, we're going to go Ty, and then we're going to go Eddie. So first up, Austin, what do you think? We going to see a Tiffy 3 belts? Or are we going to see either Nia or Morgan pull it out?
Man, honestly, I'm calling to see Nia pull this one out.
Really?
That's how I'm feeling about it.
It's so hard to predict because both of these women's champions kind of have been booked pretty badly lately. Nia's losing on TV. Liv has lost both of her last 2 pay-per-view matches. So, of course, they were non-title, but that's besides the point. Or wait, no, the Shark Cage wasn't non-title, but she got screwed. Anyways, point is that they've been booked really badly. So just something to think about. So Austin, you said you're going with Nia. Ty,
Yes,
who do
sir.
you got?
I am also going Nia. I sense that, you know, if Liv Morgan, whoop, 1 second.
And of course, our 6th host, I forgot to mention, we have Podcat here.
If
His
if
presence
Liv
felt-
Morgan, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, okay, just making sure. But if Liv Morgan ends up taking away the win, I don't know. Maybe wrestling's a little too fake then, because it's just like the size difference. They're both champions. Maybe it could happen, but I just feel like Nia's gonna win, and because even with a distraction involved with Judgment Day or Tiffy costing Nia the win, I just sense that, you know, somehow Nia would just come out on top. But also I'm open to the possibility of Tiffy cashing in, so I don't know. But
Okay.
Nia.
Hey, I mean, you could cover the spread. You could go for your wild and go with Tiffy. I mean, one of them's going to lose, but one of them's also going to win, so...
Ooh, I've already got my wild.
Unless
It's a good
Morgan-
one. It's a good one.
I do want to point out that I think they said the way the title is going to be defended is every year when they go to Crown Jewel.
Yeah, it's not a real
So,
championship.
It would be interesting to see the very first champion, and it's Nia Jax or Liv 1-2, and then Tiffany comes in and cashes in and wins that title, and they already have 2 different champions on the very first night of the title's inauguration. That'd be interesting.
And it's not even that it's going to be defended every year. It's just going to get brought out once a year. Think about it like the Owen Hart Cup belt that they use over in AEW, where you win it, but it's basically a trophy. It's not something that gets like defended because it's always going to be champion versus champion.
Yeah, we'll have to see how
so-
that works out, though, because I thought I read the rules were the champion from last year will come back a year later and defend it. But I don't know how this title is going to work. It's
No,
a very unusual WWE title.
it is.
It is. It's got 50 carats of diamonds.
It's fan service for blood money and sports washing, but it's all wrestling, so here we are. Eddie Wade, I want your input. Who's winning this?
You know, I think Liv Morgan's going to end up winning this one. I think it's wild card is going to have some outside interference. Don't know who I want to say for sure though, whether that be the Judgment Day or Tiffany Stratton.
All right, so nobody's got faith in Tiffy time. That's sad. But
I think she'll
we
cash
will move
in
on.
just a little later. Like a little later is what I'm thinking.
I think she's going to keep holding it. I think it's going to be one of those situations where she holds it for a while because she's got the custom one. It's been a while since they've had somebody who hold on to it for a long time. So
Especially for women. Usually women, they do it the pay-per-view
Especially
after
for-
or the same night, or just they don't hold it for very long.
and I just noticed we also have our 7th host as well, Miss Ellie Mae. Apparently,
I'm not gonna lie.
we're just the fucking podcast with pets now. Apparently, we're a pet cast.
The pod dog. I'm not gonna lie.
Pets in wrestling. Pets in wrestling.
I'm not gonna lie. The past 5 days, I've been like, "Who's your champion?" I am. I'm your champion.
She always saw you as her champion, Joey. Don't you think any otherwise?
She's like,
You need to
"Help
sit down.
me." He won't shut up.
Well, then next up, let's go with sticking with the women. Let's go with the Women's Tag Team Championship.
Wait, did Austin
Currently-
already do it?
What's
Yeah,
that?
I
he
was
Yeah, he picked
first.
Nia Jax.
Just trying to be fair to my competitor.
You get down. All right. Anyway, so we got Jakara Jackson, Lash Legend, versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, versus Piper Niven and Chelsea Green, versus Sky Pirates. So we got a 4-way for the tag team championships. So we're gonna start with Austin. Who you got in this match?
In this one, I've got Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill.
All right, Power Buff girls. You don't see the split coming yet? Going into Mania? There's not much time.
I mean,
I'm not trying to sway you or nothing. I'm just putting in my 2
The hell
cents.
you aren't. How many times have you been?
All right. Well, if you want the Power Buff girls, I'll give it to you. Tyreyk, who you got here?
I got to go with the same pick. Like, I just don't see them losing. It's like, it's just one of
Did you
those things
see-
where,
Did you see them losing in Scotland?
No.
I mean, no,
you didn't.
They didn't lose in Scotland. Wait, did they?
yeah,
no, they didn't lose in
lost
Scotland.
to Alba Fowler.
They did too.
And, Isla Dawn.
That's weird. I thought that was like their SmackDown match that
And
they
they-
lost.
No,
That wasn't in
they lost
Scotland.
No,
Hmm.
Scotland.
it was at Clash, yeah.
Yeah,
It was a
even.
clash. And how did they lose?
And I guess they
By
could
not
pin
getting
someone
pinned.
else. Yeah, but
they weren't the ones who got pinned.
This time there's another,
There's
like
this-
a whole set of other teams, like in numbers.
Yeah, this time last time they had a 33% chance of losing. This
Oh, God.
time they got
Loki,
25%
you're right.
chance
Loki, you're
of
right.
losing.
Like, how else you supposed to get the titles off of them? Like, I don't see how
And-
they're supposed to get it. Like,
Yeah, and they're in a foreign country again. So I mean, if we're just hitting all the check boxes, I'm just saying.
I do want to point out we ain't ever seen this happen since the 90s with the New Age Outlaws. But if I was Bianca or Jay Cargill, I would tag myself in with the partner of mine in the ring, and I would pin my partner and just walk out champion.
damn, now I'm
That's not how it
I'm stuck
works.
between two.
But that's just the champion's way of thinking.
I need an answer.
I'm gonna go Chelsea Green and Piper Niven,
Oh,
just because it's like
okay.
I think it's gonna change, and I think just Jade and Bianca are on SmackDown. I think maybe they want to, like, I know the tag toss can go anywhere, but I think maybe they want to go to Raw, and it's like for that team, I was like, okay, Damage Controller, or wait, Piper and Chelsea, are they on SmackDown?
Yeah, they're but they float, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Still, I don't know. That just seems like the ideal team, and they're on a roll. Actually, a lot of those teams are on a roll, but still, I'm just like,
Yeah.
I have a feeling.
All right. I'm gonna mute your mic for that. Eddie, are you gonna give us a triple threat, or you got a similar opinion?
I think I've been thinking on it. I think I'm gonna go with Damage Control.
Yeah, okay, that's my boy. That's who I'm.
That's the
picking
ones
here.
I was stuck with. I was kind of back and forth, but I don't know.
I'm not
I don't know.
picking right now, but if I'm a betting man, I'm going with Sky Pirates because they have been just killing it lately. So we got a triple threat. That's always fun. Seriously, we've only had 2 of those in existence. Both of them happened at Bound for Glories. So,
Mhm.
all right, next up, U.S. Championship: Andrade versus Carmelo versus L.A. Knight, the freshman
Yeah.
heel L.A. Knight, I believe. I think that was a heel turn we saw. So, who do you got here in this match, Austin?
man, in this one, I've got LA Knight.
Yeah,
L.A. Knight, yeah. Tyreyk.
LA Knight as well. Like, I think he's turning heel because You know, he's like
It's okay. He can use some fresh.
he's been babyface for so long that he has beaten a lot of the people who already were heels. So now that he's champ, he could have this reign where he is like sporting a heel and he's facing baby faces now. Like, you know, he's beating baby faces now who are, you know, coming after his title. So I feel like it's the right move because, like you said, he grew into a face naturally and it's been going on for so long. I think it's great. And now that he is champ, he'll be a heel.
He's coming up on 2 years being face because as soon as his match with Bray Wyatt was over, essentially, is when he kind of turned face. That's when people really started like clamoring for him. Like, he did so good in this feud. We want to push this guy.
I remember that because he wasn't on WrestleMania in LA, and we were all just like, damn it, like what the. Yeah.
Did anyone notice on SmackDown his strap says like LA all over it?
I did notice that. There's like little LAs on it.
Little mini LA logos on it. Like, I like that.
Yeah.
Almost like a pin strap, but just saying LA.
Might have to get my initials on the RPD strap.
You deface that belt, and I will hunt you down. Eddie, who do you got in this match?
I got Carmelo Hayes. I don't know. I think they're gonna do a surprise switch.
Really?
Okay.
This early on in LA's maybe possible heel turn?
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
think it'll
I
don't think it'll have a long reign. Just one like maybe wins it, then drops it back. Maybe cycle it between those three for that feud.
Maybe that really like turns LA completely heel. Like because he lost,
like Melo goes to shake his hand and then BFT.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I can see it, definitely. All right, next up, we got Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. The match that seems so dangerous to Triple H that he didn't want Randy to go into it, but yet it's just a normal singles match.
I see this being like probably the most violent, hardcore hitting type match on the card.
It should have been an unsanctioned match. Like that's how they should have advertised it because that's how Triple H was treating it.
They should have brought back the word hardcore match and made it a hardcore match, I think.
You know,
if we can get away with War Raiders, we can get away with hardcore.
I don't think we've seen a legitimately called Extreme Rules match since 2021 or 2022.
Not even this
it was the
Extreme
first. No, it wasn't at this last because it was the last Extreme Rules was 2022.
That's true.
And it was Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey, I think it was, and that was like the second pay-per-view that Triple H ever did. But I think that's the last time we ever seen an Extreme Rules match. But anyways, we're rambling. Austin, who do you got here?
And this one
I'll remind you. Randy Orton has not won a singles pay-per-view match since WrestleMania 38. That's a losing streak.
That is quite the losing streak. But I don't see it getting any better because I'm calling for Kevin Owens.
Nice. I love it. Tyreyk.
Because, you know, just Randy needs to win more, man. Randy needs to win more. Nice. And just that reason, man, both these guys, I swear, I see just every match they have and they have great opportunities. And I'm just like, these guys are the main event jobbers right now. Like Randy and KO throughout this year, I just know it's been in multi-man matches, or they'd be 3-on-3 on the same side, and they still, you know, kind of, yes, they, you know, had their tag team running for a little bit, but in the beginning of the year, but now it's kind of, so I was kind of going back and forth because I could see, you know, both of them winning, but I have to go Randy Orton.
And you gotta think too, with Kevin Owens going into this dangerous, I don't give a F Kevin Owens mode, he could lose by DQ. You know, he could just beat the tar out of Orton and the referee call for a DQ. And because there's not a title on the line, Owens does not care about the win, just care about, you know, taking out Orton.
That's very true. I mean, we're getting a return to the prize fighter, And what happens when there's no prize on the line? He
Just a
doesn't
fighter.
care.
Just a fighter.
Eddie.
I'm stuck between this one hard. Because I feel like
It's really
like Ty
tough.
said, they both need it.
Yes.
Yeah, but I feel like Owens needs it more going into this heel turn. You can't
See,
go
that's-
to a
Damn,
mega
you're
heel
right.
turn.
That's
You
me.
can't go
That's
to a
where
mega
I'm
heel
at.
turn like this and lose. You lose all credibility at that point.
I'm still thinking Randy Orton, but I agree with you. I'm just like, that's tough. That's why it's so tough.
I'm gonna have to go with Kevin Owens. As much as it pains me, I'm gonna have to go with Kevin Owens. Even though he's not, I don't think he's in the wrong for doing what he did.
No, he's not. And I love the idea of, a babyface who is mostly still a babyface, but he's a heel to one specific person, or two in this case, which is Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. Like, they wronged Kevin, so now he's doing heelish things, but he feels justified in doing them because they turned their backs on him.
Now,
It's
don't
not
get
like
me
all
wrong.
good
don't-
guys get along and all bad guys get along. It's more complex than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like, he's not going to be walking around like all chummy with The Rock or the Bloodline or anything like that. Like, he's
Right.
not that kind of heel. He's in fight mode right now.
Don't get me wrong. If we had 2009, the bald Viper Randy Orton, the one that nailed Stephanie McMahon with the DDT right there in front of Triple H handcuffed. If we had that Randy Orton, I think Kevin Owens would have to, do something big to beat that Randy Orton. But I think that was like almost 10, 12 years ago. Like, I think Randy Orton's gonna have to step it up if he wants to beat this Kevin Owens.
True. All right, so we got 2 for Kevin, 1 for Randy. Next up, Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed. I'm so happy this match is happening because Bronson is one of those people who he really has earned this match. But he's, one of those people where he usually gets left off the match or the pay-per-view cards because he's not a main player. So I'm really happy to see it. Austin, who you got here?
In this one, I've got Seth Rollins.
Okay, the smart money. Tyreyk.
I'm always Seth Rollins, man. That man went on a generational run, and we think about the people that he beat in that world title reign. He would just, each match, he became like more unbeatable because he'd pull something else out of the box to beat his opponents. He'd adjust to, how they were coming at him. And even when he was injured and just broken down and, had a bad back, all this stuff, still just managed to keep the title as long as he did until just, what happened at Mania, and he just couldn't do it anymore. But there was many times we thought, oh, this is like Seth's title reign's over because, he's got the injuries, it's building up, but he just keeps pulling out wins. So I think he'll do that.
Okay, but on Raw, they showed him curb stomp Reed's head into the car. Now, they could have just knocked out Reed and played it off as that. But if you look at it, when he curb stomped his head on the car, 2 seconds later, he's back up coming, and Rollins is looking at him like, what do I have to do to keep this guy down? And I feel that's going to be a huge factor at Crown Jewel. Like, he's going to give pedigree, he's going to give curb stomps, but it's going to be like, dude, this ain't like a guy you faced before. This is Bronson freaking Reed.
But I think that'll be the story of the match.
Brought this up.
I think there's no way that they can have Bronson Reed lose this match, especially since
So you
Seth
got
cost
Bronson?
him. Yeah, because they had him lose the match against Braun Strowman because of Seth. If he doesn't get this one back, all like he was saying with Kevin Owens' heel turn earlier, I feel like that kills his credibility to the casual audience.
I want to
Rollins
bring
doesn't need
up
to
because I want to bring this up because Ty brought it up, and Joey, and now Eddie. Seth, when he was in his Super Seth Rollins run, yes, he fought through the injuries and everything, but it was because he had the championship. He had that extra thing where, in booking terms, they couldn't just take it off of him. They couldn't just give somebody a win. Now we have a still broken, beaten Seth Rollins against a monster of a mountain of a man in Bronson Reed. And I think Big Bronson is going to go in there and I think he is going to kick Seth Rollins' ass.
See,
I don't think it's going
You know
to be
what?
the only match of the feud. I think it's probably going to be either, 2-match or a trilogy. But I think the first shot is definitely going in Bronson's corner.
Well, see, this ain't 2014 where Rollins just turned on the Shield and had to prove himself. This is 2024. This is 10 years past that. He's proved himself. He's a future WWE Hall of Famer as it is. He's at that stage where he could lose a match or two to Reed and then come back and get his win eventually and it not hurt him. But he don't have to prove himself anymore.
Yeah.
Reed's at the point where he needs to prove himself. And being a main eventer and a future Hall of Famer like Rollins is a good way to get some credibility behind it.
Absolutely.
I think I'm gonna put my super pick on Bronson Reed now that I'm thinking about it.
Ooh,
I love that
spicy.
champion way of thinking. I can agree.
Okay.
I can relate to that. Because I'm champion.
That's the match I feel like I've
That's
had
a
the least conviction
spicy
over.
meatball. Okay.
Man, it's tough because I do agree with you guys, but also I don't know. Some things it's just like it's Seth Rollins. It's Seth Rollins. Like, you guys remember leading into Wrestle Dream? Like, I was just like so sure Bryan was gonna win, but I was still kind of just like, but it's still John Moxley he's going up against, and he could just like, but I don't know. We'll see.
I can just see the 4th of July fireworks going off in Ty's head. He comes in here with a certain mindset, and he's like, this guy's making sense. This guy's making sense. I don't even know what to think no more.
Ty, I want to bring something up. You have not won a SuperCard since SummerSlam. And I noticed a change. I noticed something about it. And going back and watching the tape, doing the research, a student of the game that I am, I noticed that your picks have been a lot more emotionally charged ever since SummerSlam. And I wonder why you've been on this losing streak.
I don't know. I've gone back and forth.
And I'll even throw this out. Because I think I think this is what broke your confidence, because the SuperCard before SummerSlam was the Money in the Bank card, which was obviously for the RPD Call Your Shot contract, which who won that again? Oh yeah, me. And you had a colossal failure in that match. It was your first colossal failure ever. And then you go on this losing streak after SummerSlam. So I want you to kind of take a look and kind of internalize this, because
I will say I have been like,
noticed.
there's just been some matches that I just been sad about, because I was just like, damn, I really like, because a lot of times for the most part, I take in all the info I am from like watching, and then I just go with a mixture of what I know and gut decision. And I don't know, maybe my gut's been going for, and usually it works. Usually it works out for me. It does, but it just, I don't know. But like Bryan lost, Priest lost his title. I lost that. There's a bunch others. Swerve. He lost to Hangman.
But Swerve wasn't such a bad one though when he lost to Bryan though, because that was like losing to your other favorite then.
Well, see, I'm glad Jesse brought that up, because I noticed something too, and that's he talks with confidence. But when it comes to walking the walk and picking the picks, I just don't see that confidence there in Tyreyk. And I think since I won the title that, in his words, I would never win, I think that just crushed that little, 9-year-old fan in him. It's like
I don't know. I'm not worried. I'll get back on the road. Like, the ball will keep rolling again, and you guys will continue to lose. Like, you guys will be me. Like, it's just a funk. I meant this when I said, it's like, all of you have not proven nothing to me except for Jesse. It's like you guys have short title reigns. Austin, you've impressed me just from winning a title, but you guys have had short title reigns after short title reigns that mean nothing. And so, when you guys can keep a title, I want you guys to really, like, keep a title. You
Hey,
can
I
win one, keep
successfully
it.
defended this one. I successfully defended this one.
Okay.
Ty, it's okay to appreciate me.
Nah, it's like
It's
you
so
got to
good.
prove something to me.
Joey.
It's interesting
Daddy.
how the hen house. It's interesting how the hen house squabbles when the fox comes knocking, because I tell you what, come Tokyo Dome, the game changes, boys. SuperCard 23 is coming real quick.
Nah, it's like
Ty sounds like someone shitting his oatmeal.
I'm just tired of all those promos and all this talk. It's like you all have beaten me this year, but it's like I've got many wins over all of you, and it's like I am. It's like especially Joey. This is why you don't put the title on someone who just doesn't know how to be a champion, because this man has just been self-proclaiming himself as all these things, like all this. He said he's the what'd you say? The landlord of RPD.
Yep, and I'm
Self-proclaimed.
here to collect my respects. Pay up, bitch.
Well, guess what? I own the building. I built the building because I'm Mr. RPD. I didn't have to start calling myself Mr. RPD. That was a name awarded to me because of my accomplishments, and so that's all I'm gonna say. It's like I have proven work. I'm losing a lot, but I'm gonna get back on track.
I'm glad people can see this because I just want them to see how angry you get.
I mean, bro,
He gets
that-
fired up.
And
I
rightfully
think I
so.
poked the bear.
Rightfully so. You might have built the building, but I bought the bitch, and now I own the bitch, and you had a chance to take it.
I'm
from me.
Mr. RPD.
You had a chance to stop me from winning, and what'd you do? You floundered it. You threw it away.
I mean-
you flushed it down this toilet, and you had
And
a
I'm
chance
disappointed.
to beat me, and you let it. Oh, you should be. You should be. I'm disappointed in you.
Let's simmer
It's me.
down. We still got 2 matches to go.
You guys are legit ruining the title that I built up, and I'm letting it happen. Like, it's crazy.
Let's
With
stop
your
letting it
short
happen.
title reigns and freaking
Well,
self-proclaimed claims.
hush down. You still got 2 picks, 2 matches to pick, buddy. I don't, because I'm
Oh.
champion. I get to relax.
So, we're in an interesting situation because either of the next 2 matches could main event, and depending on the angles that happen within them is going to determine, I think, which one main events. So I believe the pre-main event, so to speak, will be Cody Rhodes versus Gunther. Of course, this is the World Championship versus WWE Undisputed Championship. Crown Jewel Championship, technically, is on the line. So, Austin, who do you got in this match?
Man, in this one, I've actually got Gunther taking the win.
Really? Okay.
I can see that.
Tyreyk.
I gotta go with Cody Rhodes, man. I'm going with Cody Rhodes. It's like this one was tough to call and going back and forth, but I'm just like, something has to happen. Somebody has to get involved in that match to make one of them lose, because it's just hard for me to see any of them losing clean to each other. I think that'll happen in a match one day, but also I just don't think it's going to happen now for that Crown Jewel Championship. So I think someone will get involved, and that's my wild card, is that Goldberg will cost Gunther the match.
Oh, I was literally thinking about changing mine right there. You stole it.
Yeah.
Right under the rug.
Goldberg will cost Gunther the match and show up at Crown Jewel.
Now, what if that doesn't happen? What if Kevin Owens comes back out
It could.
and challenges?
It could.
I mean, you would be
But
right
it's Crown
if someone
Jewel.
got involved, but you
Goldberg
would be wrong on that.
got to be at Crown Jewel. Goldberg got to
It
be
would
at
make-
Crown
yeah, I mean,
Jewel.
that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that was
I
my
will-
exact way of thinking. But
I will say this.
I respect you going
I
with your
will
gut,
say
but look
this
where that got
as
you so
our resident insider. I do have information that Goldberg will be in Saudi Arabia for the
I didn't even
event.
know that. I didn't even know that.
That doesn't mean that he's going to interfere. Saudi loves Goldberg. He might just be there to sign autographs, shake hands, you know.
Why would they
Because
love
they love
Goldberg?
him.
Why? He
And mine say-
Because they love 90s wrestlers. Remember, these are the same people who asked for the Ultimate Warrior and Yokozuna when both of them were dead.
I'm sorry, but I can't like Goldberg after damn near killing The Undertaker. That just broke my heart damn near. Like, how can you want a guy to come back? What if he damn near killed someone else? Like, come on, think people.
Anyways.
Bird.
Eddie Wade, who do you got here?
You know, I think.
Uh-oh.
I'm thinking.
No good decision has ever come from
Oh, he's stroking that beard. He's thinking hard.
I'm saying
I'm
this
gonna Go ahead.
as a dad, as your patriarch. I'm saying this that no good has ever come from it.
It's a tough match. It's a tough match.
Don't let him play these mind games, Eddie. They've been trying to do it all week on Facebook. Don't let him get in your head.
I think we're gonna go. I think we're gonna go with Cody Rhodes over here. We're gonna go with Cody
Okay.
Rhodes.
Either pick's a good pick, really.
It is. This is the 1A and 1B of champions right now in WWE. So
If they do start the show with the Crown Jewel title and end it with the Crown Jewel title, which one do y'all see going first? I think it'd be the women's.
First is definitely women's.
I about said Divas.
Yeah.
for
I
some
think-
reason.
Yeah, no, first is definitely women's because for two reasons. Number one, I feel like the men's is going to have a surprise in it. But I also feel like that's the more predictable of the two, whereas the women's, it's very much a toss-up, and there's a lot of excitement and suspense around the match, especially with Tiffy walking around. So I don't know.
Also,
I feel like that's got to be the opener.
Just to spite Ty, he says Goldberg getting involved as wild card. I would just love for Goldberg's music to hit, cost him the match. Technically, he didn't interfere, and then after the match, Goldberg come out, and that's his wild card. Like, well, you're right. He did attack him, and his music did play, but in between that music playing and the ending, there was no Goldberg. You screwed over.
But also, I look at 2024 as a whole. It's been Cody Rhodes' year. And I think this would just top off on that. Like, it's been just just when we think back at 2024, I think, of course, Gunther has grown and everything. He just won the title and he was Intercontinental Champion. But to be honest, it's like, I think Gunther will have better years, but this year for Cody Rhodes is just, that would be something right on top of it.
Hot take.
With that win.
And I know that this was prophesized, but I'm ready to accept it. I am over Cody as champion.
Oh!
I don't, and it has nothing to do with him. No, it has nothing to do with Cody. I'm just over his booking. Like,
It
it has
doesn't matter.
not
I
been a
told
strong
y'all that
title
you'd miss
reign.
Roman as champion. I told y'all you'd miss it, and here we are.
I didn't say I wanted Roman to be champ.
I'm not
I
saying you
just
want
said
to be champ, but you're saying that the guy that beat him, you're getting tired of it. If Roman was champ,
I
now
was,
we'd
I
all
was
be
more.
grounding in it,
No. I was
loving it.
more sick of Roman's title reign than I am of Cody's. I'm just
Get outta
saying
here.
they've dropped the ball with Cody so far.
Cody never had the ball in
So.
the first place, technically.
Anyways, what I believe will be our main event, we have the OG Bloodline versus New Bloodline. We have it's expected to be Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, and Solo versus the Usos and Roman Reigns. I believe that will be main eventing in trios action. So, Austin, who do you got here?
So for this one, I'm actually going to go ahead and cast my vote for Bloodline 2.0.
Ooh, I like it. That's a spicy pick.
It is.
Ty, who do you got?
I've got to go the OTC, the original Bloodline. I have to. It's like
That's the OTB.
Yes, OTB.
Or
It's
T-
like,
Oh,
TOB.
yeah.
I
I'm
mean.
sorry.
Yeah,
It's
TOB.
Roman Reigns and the Usos. It's like it's Roman Reigns.
Yeah, right.
That's it. It's like
it's like the whole Edge thing. They will always be the Bloodline to me. I don't care Solo and how many Samoans you put in it. They are not the Bloodline. And one thing you got to think, if they're going to do something big for War Games in Canada at Survivor Series, I think this is where they have to lose to maybe get Sami Zayn and another partner, and then they'll come out victorious. But I think something's got to happen here where they're just not strong enough yet, where they need more allies and reinforcements.
Solo.
Right.
I
That is
love you.
precisely
You
my
are my
prediction,
tribal
Joey.
chief.
Eddie Wade, I love you.
Eddie, what did you just say?
Joey has actually just pointed out why I'm picking Bloodline 2.0.
Two great champions think
All
alike.
right, we got two Bloodline 2.0 picks. I didn't expect that. Once again, just to kind of give some background information on what's going on, I know there has been talk of The Rock possibly appearing at Saudi Arabia. So
The
far,
Rock
from what I've
says.
seen
The
on the
Rock
dirt
says.
sheets, The Rock is not scheduled for Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, we don't need them.
So, just something to keep in mind. So then that finishes our Crown Jewel predictions. One more time, just remind me of your wild cards, guys. Austin.
Well, so I actually hadn't casted mine yet. Originally,
Okay, I didn't think you had yet, but
originally, me and Ty kind of had a similar idea on the interference idea. However, I was kind of thinking the interference is going to be what costs Cody the match. Now, if that's a bit too similar, then I can go with something else. Just let me know.
no, go for it. Whatever
Okay.
you want is your wild card.
Okay.
Now,
Because here's
beware
the
of
thing:
Jesse.
you either all go up or you all go down. You either rise or you sink with the ship you board. So
Yeah, I know.
Now, I don't know if you've been in this podcast long enough, Austin, to realize this or not, and take this from advice from the champ here, but you got to watch out for Jesse. He'll sit there and say, "Oh no, guess what you want? It's your pick," and then day of pay-per-view, I promise, I
is
can't
not
believe
true.
you guys all cowered out. You guys are cowards. Like he will turn 360 this bitch in a
Sometimes
heartbeat.
you are cowards. I'll tell you right to your face that you're cowards. You know
Yeah.
that.
Especially day of the event where it's like, I told you can pick whatever you want, but now you're cowards.
Yeah, that's the other half of picking whatever you want, is picking something different to be cool.
Or picking the safe options to, get that point that you need to win.
How many points did y'all miss out on because you all picked the same people the last couple of cards here, and nobody gets points?
I don't know how many points did I have to become champion. Tyreyk should tell you.
All right,
I don't remember.
all
It was a fluke. I don't remember
So then-
flukes.
right. Ty, what was your wild card again, just for clerical sake?
Goldberg will make an on-screen appearance at Crown Jewel.
I like that.
How about that?
And Eddie.
I'm gonna go with an announce table will be broken.
I like it.
Okay.
Stealing my cheap,
All right.
stealing my cheap
I
ideas.
see you. I see you.
Could have gone with the crowds again to chant "Whoa" to Cody's theme.
And then the
Damn.
last bit of business for predictions. Austin, I need your super pick.
My super pick, I'm actually going to go with Kevin Owens.
All right. Okay, well then that will finish our predictions for Crown Jewel.